All right, morning. So today, not a good day. Ended up taking two trades, one loss, one break even. And there are a couple of reasons for the losses. Well, for the loss and the break even one, I was really targeting the liquidity for us to let it go lower again. Obviously, that doesn't look like it's happening or going to happen. Fine, cool, no problem, whatever. So let's kind of break it down. So this entire week, we've had Tuesday, massive expanse down. We've had Monday, massive expanse up, as y'all can see here, right? Boom, boom. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna go lower. If we're going lower, where we're going lower from? Coming into the day, I was somewhere over here, and I was like, all right, what I want to see happen is us sweep the lows and then go higher, right? And try and fill in more of this kind of gap we have up here. That was me coming into the day. Now, pre-session, we have this move up, sweeps liquidity, all these lows in here, all these highs in here, and we push down. All right, cool, great. So from there, I'm like, all right, clearly we're going short. If we're going short, where are we going short to? And I had two kind of areas that I was looking. One, 2 standard deviations. All right. Did I do that right? Yeah. 1, 2 standard deviations, which got tapped. And 2 is ultimately the low all the way down here. All right. This low. For a continuation of our push. All right. So you got 1 pullback, 2 pullback, 3 pullback, sweeps liquidity, big push down. So I'm expecting this one to ultimately get taken. Now, what happens in here? So from this, we have our first push down, we come up. I saw this. This was probably the trade I should have taken. Still doing my diligence on order blocks on when to take them and where to take them. So I chickened out of this one, to say it lightly. But anyways, so we have 1 drive down, pull back, 2 drives down, pull back, 3 drives down. That ultimately comes in and takes us out of the trade right here, or out of the move, right? So if we're out of this move and I don't trade once we hit the 2 standard deviations, why am I now looking for shorts again? That makes absolutely no sense. So that is essentially what happened. If we look at it, where we take it, I took it off this, inverse in here, boom. I took it off this candle, as you can see there. So I'm looking at it like this. I was covering that high like that, I believe. Yeah, that high like that, and I was targeting the low. I'm not sure where the low is exactly. I was targeting this low, which is the low of this massive expanse. Yeah, so that's where I was targeting, and that was a trade setup that I was looking at. Okay, cool. So that's the trade I was looking at. And ultimately, you can clearly see, yeah, we tapped out a little bit higher, but I was covering this candle here, and we tapped out. Cool, fine, whatever, not a big deal. So we tapped out, price came up. If it was that I left this open because this is a wick, I'd have gone tapped out again here. So it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. I would have been out regardless. So, okay, now I'm like, okay, cool. We had 3 drives. We actually tapped the 2. We stopped liquidity. And now I'm like, all right, that makes sense. Let's look for longs. And what really turned me on to longs was this PA in here. We have 3 drives into liquidity. We have a FEG, which turns inverse. We push through that quite aggressively. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's take it. So you can see I got in. Got a pretty good entry. Well, relatively good entry. And my trade setup was like this. Covering here. And my target was really and truly just to take liquidity because I do think we're still going short. This was the real trade right here. I had I had 66% of my my trade volume coming off here, and then just in case we kept going higher, I had just a runner coming up here. We come up, we break this high, which is a type 1 because this sweeps this liquidity, pushes us lower, so this should be protected. So once we tap that, well, I might break even. Fine, cool, great. Now, as you can see, price came back down and tapped us out. Fine, cool, break even. Some will say, okay, you have 2 FEGs, why don't you just leave it alone and let it run? Okay, cool, let it run. We come back, I still would have been tapped out. Let me just put on the thing. Put on the thing real quick. Put on the thing. Alright, I was a little bit higher than that. I was like that. Alright, cool. So you're saying leave it here, okay, to this one, fine. Let it run, cool, fine. Come back again. I would have been tapped out. Break even? No. If you want me to be break even, cool. I would have been tapped out break even here because we do have 2 drives up to this break even. If I left it open the whole time, I would have been stopped out. So it's a good break even. And yeah, that's pretty much the trades for the day. Still looking at this one over here and to see how I can potentially get in those ones in the future. I only trade inverses, but order blocks is something that I'm looking to potentially get into as well. For entry purposes, I think I'll use that exclusively if there is no inverse. Use the order block. In terms of rules, I'll have to figure those ones out. So the order block rules are slightly different would be different to inverse blocks, inverse rules. So yeah, that was a trade breakdown. 1 loss, 1 break even.